everyone, to the GSL Code S Round of 8 Day 2. I am Artosis, and I am Tastelessless. He's sick, and we have none other than Valdez here with me today. But first, before we talk about that, guys, I heard there was a ruckus on the internet because people in big numbers are dumb. This unlocked the GSL Season 2 VODs if the YouTube channel gets 100,000 subscribers. That's right. If we got 100,000 subscribers on the Twitch channel, Artosis would fly to work in a Lamborghini with helicopter blades on it. So, that is what it is. If you subscribe to that, get us 100,000 subscribers, I guess, on the YouTube, then all the VODs are going to be up there for Season 2, like, within 24 hours, which is awesome, because watching VODs on YouTube is better than watching VODs on Twitch.
Yeah, definitely. And there have been so many good games that have happened in this season of GSL, and so many more to come. I mean, talking about these games today, we got Life versus INnoVation, and then Hero versus Rogue. CJ Hero, this is like two of the most unbelievable matches that you might see in like a round of 4 of a like worldwide tournament. It's unbelievable, the matches we have tonight.
It's crazy, man. I'm so excited about tonight. Last night, or I guess the night before last night. Last night was great too on the SSL.
Oh yeah, man.
Great week of StarCraft right now, but really fantastic matches here. So definitely tell your friends, let them know. This is gonna be great. You can see here on Wednesday, MMA 3-0ing TY. Garbage match, though. Really one-sided. Yeah. I was, like, caught off guard. I felt like it was over before I even warmed up my cast. Like,
yeah, it was interesting. I saw some of the VODs. TY just not looking as strong as he used to be, man. MMA, though, that's the big story. He makes it back on the round of 4. Good for him, man. I'm happy to see him back. Yeah. And, of course, you guys had Parting win a 3-2 here over Solar.
Quite a nice match, actually. Definitely one worth watching if you like your TvZs. And, of course, if we get 100,000 subscribers to that YouTube channel, you could be watching it for free on the YouTube.
That you can.
Definitely do that. Of course, today you see our matches there. It's kind of stupid. The fact that we're having Life versus INnoVation. Of course, Life last night narrowly falling to Dream in a very close series, 4-3 to Dream. But these two get to play again at IM about a week from today, so that's pretty awesome and pretty sick.
We're all kind of spoiled, actually, the amount of good StarCraft that we're having these days. It's just unreal, man.
Having 5 nights a week in Korea of the Korean leagues is insane. It's like so good. It's the best thing ever because these leagues are so much harder and so much better than everything. And then to even have an event like the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships like the week after, with basically just most of our best players just going over there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You couldn't
That's
ask
the funny
for more.
part too. Like all the best players go over there.
It's awesome. Well, no, he's not undefeatable anymore, unfortunately. But here we go, guys. This is the interview with these two.
8강 3경기. 오늘
Which one you want to do,
3경기에
Brandon?
나서는 선수
You go ahead. Take the first one.
많은 관심을
All right, whoever the
쏟아지고
first
있죠.
one is.
이 GSL 우승자이기도
Normally
한
Casey does it all,
강력한
but
우승 후보
we'll share
이승현
the burden.
선수와 이승현 선수가 오늘 출격합니다. 자, 이
Well, let's meet these two very strong players.
안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
Hello, INnoVation. Hello.
자, 먼저 이신영 선수.
Who's first?
GSL 우승자임에도 예선부터
INnoVation.
시작해서 한 단계 한 단계 거쳐 다시 8강까지 왔습니다.
You're a former champion from last
어떤
season.
각오로 오셨어요?
Right, you have to go through the qualifier to get back here. There's a lot of steps to actually get all the way back to here. What do you think about that?
꼭 이겨야 한다. 자, 어제 이승현 선수와 조준혁 선수의 또 경기가
I really respect my
많은
opponent
도움
tonight.
받으셨나요?
네, 상대방 스타일도 되게
And
많이
as tough as it
알게
was,
됐고,
you know, I prepared a lot for
준혁이가
this.
이겨가지고 저도 이겨야 된다는 또 동기부여도 된 것 같아요.
동기부여까지 확실히 됐다 말씀하셨는데
Talking a little bit about the SSL
자,
yesterday.
이승현 선수 참 바쁜 한
And after
주네요.
INnoVation saw Dreams play,
참 중요한 한 주를
he
보내고
feels more pressure to
있는데
win because, well, they're on the same
컨디션
team and Terran
어떻게
players.
선호하셨어요?
Now talking to life, it seems like a very important week for you.
네.
방송 때 너무
Beat yesterday, and how is your condition today? He says, I'm not so tired.
왜요? 잘하셨어요. 어제 참 좋은
And he feels pretty good,
모습인데 참 아쉬운 결과였습니다. 어제 이 결과가
But he says that his performance is not really 100% there in the broadcasted
약이 되진
matches.
않을 것 같고 독이 되지도 않을 것 같아요.
What do you think about yesterday's results?
우려하시는
it's gonna
대로
be a good
많이
thing or a bad
파악하고
thing?
오셨을 것 같습니다. 자, 그래도 이승현 선수
He doesn't think
블리즈컨
it's either good or bad.
전력 있는 선수 맞죠?
But then he goes on to say that he doesn't think it's the best thing in the world. It's not that good.
네.
In fact, of
자,
course, he
블리즈컨의
did lose.
우승자로서
Really well
오늘 즐기시길 바라고 있는데 이신영 선수에 대한 데뷔는 어떻게 되셨을지 궁금하거든요.
Your BlizzCon champion.
준비할 시간이 딱히
2014.
없어서 사실 중요한 점만 진짜 열심히
Says you deserve tonight, don't you think? And he says, yes, I do.
못해서 저가 진 것 같아서 혼자 너무 열받았어서 오늘 실수 좀 안 하고
Talking about yesterday's matches.
네, 오늘 이 심리적인
He was
부분에서
really upset about his performance, but Dream played
멋진 경기
really well.
보여주셨으면 좋겠는데
But personally,
자,
he's
이두
still
선수
very disappointed
우승
in
후보로
himself and
꼽히고
his
있는
performance
만큼
yesterday.
많은 팬분들이 또 함께 주목을 하고 있습니다. 오늘 경기 시작하기 전에 서로 한마디씩
A lot of
강력한
people are
한마디
saying that today's
기대해볼게요.
matches
자,
are
가장
actually the
먼저
finals, or at least they should be. They're
눈에
looking
약간
like it.
도끼가 보이는 이승현 선수가 먼저 한마디 해주시죠.
Before the matches, any words to your opponent?
이신영 선수 개인적으로 정말 잘한다고 생각해서 강력하게 할 말은 없고
He says, I
꼭
personally
이기고 싶다.
think that
네, 만나고
INnoVation is a
싶어졌잖아요.
really strong player.
만나고 싶어 한 건 아니고 만나게 된 것 같아요.
네, 자
He's
이승현
very
선수.
skilled, but I
자,
just have a
강력한 한마디
huge
부탁드립니다.
desire to win tonight.
예, 어제 보니까 좀 실력이 다 안 나오신 것
So
같아서
any words for INnoVation to life?
좀 실력이 나온다면
I feel that
어려운
yesterday
승부가
life
될
didn't really show his
어,
best
어려운
form.
승부에서 몇
So if he
대
can
몇
show his ultimate power, his final form, his Super Saiyan 4, it's going to be very difficult games. And what are your predictions for today, INnoVation?
아니면 좀 허무하게 질 것 같기도
It's going to be 3-4.
네, 알겠습니다.
If I win.
자, 오늘 이 8강 3경기에 나서는 두 선수
If I lose, it's gonna be
흥미진진할 것
one-sided.
같은데요. 오늘 경기
that's not
시작하기
very
전에
confident at all.
이 두 선수의 데이터
And that interview was
확인해
an
보겠습니다.
INnoVation and life interview, guys. I hope that
yeah.
you really enjoyed that because that was exactly what their interviews sound like.
Not the most interesting interviews, but some of the best players in the world. Really got to respect that. As you guys see on screen, incredible stats all around.
Yeah, a fun little excerpt here. These players have like over. Wait a minute.
I think
just a
everybody
huge
has
win rate, like over
a
70%
win ratio
Yeah.
versus the opponent's race.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, it's
More than
unbelievably
pretty high. Now that's a small sample of games, as you can see here, but it's pretty insane.
Yeah.
So, still, this is just the craziest match that you could ever really hope for. I'm going to just get this out of the way. I'm thinking INnoVation's going to take it. What do you think, Valdez?
I was leaning that way as well. I mean, it just kind of makes sense. I mean, INnoVation was sitting in the house with all the SK Telecom coaches watching 7 games of Life's CBT. It's kind of hard to not like pick up a lot of stuff about your opponent's play from that kind of, you know, watching spree of your opponent. So I would have to give it to INnoVation as well.
It's a good point. We see the map lineup here. INnoVation getting rid of Overgrowth. Those bases may be a little bit too far away from to push successfully. Iron Fortress, a map that we're just not going to see till the finals, taken away by Life. And that leaves us with the other map. So, pretty decent map pool here.
Yeah.
Going to be a lot of fun.
Got Deadwing smack dab in the middle there, our biggest map. Interesting there. King Salem Station, a lot of Terrans playing mech on that map. Very interesting to see what's going to happen on that map if INnoVation wants to go for that.
Yeah, we've seen a decent amount of mech on Deadwing as well. Not last night, but...
And I heard over at the Code 8 Qualifiers, nearly every single Terran was playing mech on that map against
on Deadwing.
Zerg. Yeah.
Not surprised.
Both Wolf and Moonley were telling me about that. So
that is kind of the measuring stick for mech in TvZ is can you get that 4th base easy peasy. But let's talk about this just for a little bit for a minute here, and I want to talk about why I think INnoVation's got this. Life just joined KT, which if it doesn't destroy him will make him the greatest player ever. And the reason for this is the meat grinder that is the Kespa team, and I lived with the Kespa team for nearly 2 years when I first came out here, and I was very deeply involved in the Korean scene and learned a lot about the way that Kespa teams actually function. And I actually wrote a little article for LeapMag.com, 1337mag.com, kind of about that and the way that when a player joins a Kespa team that wasn't on a Kespa team before, they always get worse before they get better. Every single time they break you down and then rebuild you. Kind of like the $1 Million Man or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, the Bionic Man. I don't even remember. It's like too old. But
is that just because like of the practice schedules, like the change in going from a team like StarTale over to KT?
That's
that whole like
it's certainly a part.
Thing?
That's a huge part of it. But more importantly, what normally happens is they destruct your play completely to get rid of your flaws. They're trying to push out everything bad about your play. And like, for instance, if you have any hotkeys that are off, they might reassign. Now it's not the full thing every single time. It matters which player. I'm sure Life they have to deconstruct much less than anyone else.
Yeah.
But he does have a slightly different style. You see him, he's normally a very aggressive Zerg. If you notice recently his matches, he's trying to play much more macro, much more reactive Zerg style, which is the style someone like Dark or someone might play.
Yeah.
And you see he's losing a little bit more. This is a direct result of being on a Kespa team. So, anyways, if you want to check that out, leapmag.com, go ahead. I wrote a little article about it.
I'm definitely going to check that out. I want to see what you have to say, Artis.
Yeah, it's about the hard work involved in being a Kespa team. But anyways, like I'm saying, like, this guy, if he makes it through this and comes out the other end of KT and the meat grinder, man, he is going to be, like, he was already basically the best player in the world, but he will just, I don't even know how to describe what he'll
They're
be.
going to create someone who's actually inhuman.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really scary for every single other player.
You're literally going to
on
have
that.
StarCraft II's Jade on, is what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I'm just really excited for that. I'm willing to have him like go through a little bit of a that rebuilding period like you were talking about to have a better life, in maybe
Absolutely.
a couple months. Looking at his matches against Terrans recently, you see that loss against Dream there 3-4, but he's beat Maru like twice.
Yeah.
And Kira's up there. A ton of other really
The
strong
best
Terrans as well.
Like all of them.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. You see here, of course, both these guys, champions previously. Absolutely. I think you can say the best Terran in the world, the best Zerg in the world. I guess only Maru could challenge for the Kieran spot. And realistically, even though Dark is insane good, you can't really challenge Life for the best Zerg spot right now, realistically speaking.
Not right now, at least.
No.
Let's see how it goes in about a month. Our first set here is going to be on Foxtrot Labs. I'm just excited to get into these games.
Dude, I just
want to watch some StarCraft
Seriously,
today. That's all I want to do. Let's do it.
The series last night was insane. Watch those SSL VODs of Dream vs. Life. It was such a fun match. So good. So well played from both sides. Please give me that again tonight. Come on, 3-2.
I think we're going to have it, man. I think we will. I'm really excited.
All right. Foxtrot Labs coming up, guys. Tell your friends, get in here, because the GSL Code S Round of 8 Day 2 is about to begin.
Cameras to capture your image at City Hall. Realize they listen whenever you make a call. If you want a revolution, I'll really give it to y'all.
Up here in the top left, in the red, the turn player. Tonight he is
SK Telecom T1 INnoVation.
Oh,
starting it off with a bit of a proxy.
Yeah, a little bit. And his opponent being proxied in the bottom right is...
KT Roster Life.
Now, I gotta say, I really appreciate the proxy because for several reasons, actually, Valdez, and I'm glad that you asked. Let me explain some of them.
Yeah.
First off,
What's
last
up with
night,
the Sartos?
his teammate didn't proxy at all. 0 proxies in 7 games. Are you kidding me? Does that ever happen at the top level of TvZ? I don't think so, but it did, which might throw Life off a little bit. And then also on top of that, look at the spawns that they're in. This is a really hard spawn for Zergs to win in because Terrans can take that third at the gold, and it's really hard to deal with Ling, Bane, Muta. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that this is a great mind game.
Yeah, I'm loving it, especially with how Greedy Dream played yesterday. Just so many 3CC builds, and just having them go super aggressive here. In game number 1, especially if INnoVation can pull this off, Life's whole mentality could be broken. He's going to have to really stay strong. You don't want to be tilted from game number 1.
No, certainly not. Well, it is, of course, as you guys see, a proxy Reaper. And no pools started yet, so definitely some potential for some real damage here. That's a very late pool, even getting the gas first. But, you know, this is something that you can really minimize damage from with absolutely perfect micro. Can he do it? Can he beat effort?
Well, if there were one Zerg to do it, I guess it would be Life, huh?
Yeah. Well, effort's gone, man, so that's all that's left is this man right here.
Still no scout from Life. No idea about this just yet. He sees, I believe he saw that SCV. He must have saw it with the Overlord.
Yeah, he saw it come in, and I think he just, and as soon as you see that there.
Yeah, now he knows. Okay, let's see how he handles this.
Oh, just barely.
Nicely done.
So close. All right, so let's see this micro here. Moving that drone back. Okay, perfect. So far, 0 drones lost.
Bunker is getting up in the meantime. Looks like he might sacrifice this one drone.
Oh!
Just barely. Not getting the support crawler down.
Didn't want to lose it, but that was the way it went down. And it continued to deal a lot of damage. Still, only 1 drone killed so far. Can't complain too much, I guess.
This is like near perfect micro.
Yeah.
He's like basically losing nothing. Second Reaper does come in though, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky.
Pretty insane stuff right now. We do have that bunker completed, so that's going to be an easy way to heal up these Reapers if too many Lings do chase them down.
Oh, man.
All right, and I like the placement of this, and I like the fact that he's making it as well, this spine.
Yeah.
We do have Queens about to pop out, so that's really, really important. The Queen should be able to zone this enough, and only 2 workers killed so far. You can live with this as Life.
Yeah, you can live with it.
A lot of Lings, of course, and he's forced into his spine. He's making even more Lings, so
and still
there's
that
issues.
Bunker got up as well. Third Reaper's here. He's got that CC on the way as well.
Well, still some more damage coming from these Reapers. Going to start softening up this Queen.
Doesn't want to lose any of these Reapers.
No, certainly not. Yeah, in fact, you can't even really, because if they counterattack with the Lings, you lost your Reapers. You have nothing at home.
Oh, getting the bunker. We do have a bit of a surround here. That Spine Crawler even getting in position. It is
very nicely done. And he even traps a Reaper here with very nice micro. And, well, we're just down to 2 Reapers now. So I would say overall, Life did a pretty good job there, considering how scary and tough that was at the beginning.
Yeah. Considering that he didn't scout it until the last second as well. You know, like...
Well, still some more harassment going on as it should be, and of course a 2 command center follow-up after that factory. Pretty common stuff to see after a proxy, to see the Terran go double command.
And still no scout out of that from Life, but he will scout it now. So he knows exactly what is coming his way here, 3 CCs. And does he decide to go aggressive from this, or does he just decide to play passive on this map, you know?
I tell you, I think he's got to just take another base, because when you scout this, I feel like when you scout it, it's too late if you're not already, if you don't already have a bunch of gas, if you don't already have speed on the way or something. For him to go into something aggressive from here, it seems very unlikely to truly do damage.
Nice positioning here from the second Queen in the main. This Reaper will get a decent scout. Saves that drone as well.
Yeah, very nice save there.
Should get it out here.
All right. So, INnoVation not really getting too much more damage done.
Yeah. There's that third base you were talking about.
Yeah, if he were to try it all in, INnoVation should have plenty of units by then, you know? So, it's a good choice. And INnoVation doesn't even look like he's going to get too aggressive. Of course, it's pretty hard to behind 2 command centers, but grabbing a Viking to push away some Overlords, grabbing some of those Hellions that you absolutely have to get. And it looks like this is going to go into a macro game from here.
Yeah. It was a fast start, and I'm very happy that Life held it off the way he did, because we're going to have a bit of a longer game. Very happy to see these 2 guys duke it out and get to see their skill really come into play in the later game.
That's all I want. Well, actually, Life, you need to see some cheese out of him. It's just who he is. But, I do want the macro games here. I want to see the new and improving Life.
Yeah. Well, we do have 4 Hellions out, but he is getting stim, and he's making 2 mines at a time.
Well, yeah, those mines, I think that those 2 mines this early on could be just a little bit of defense, you know, if anyone does try to do something crazy against you. Well, he's going to go out and harass with them for now, for the time being, but always good to have a couple of mines against any sort of crazy Lingbane or Roach, anything like that we see Life do quite often.
See Life going for very fast upgrades here. Double Evo started, going for the melee. kind of assuming that INnoVation is going bio.
Yeah. I do like that he started his upgrades so quickly. This is like one good way to get ahead or at least catch up against a greedy Terran.
Yep. Look at this. Nice placement there. He's going to have to pull those drones. Second would have mind trying to get something done there. Second one is going to come into the natural. Nice pull there. Only getting one drone.
Yeah, this was not so bad. It just has to make a couple spores, which he doesn't really want to do, but there's a Banshee on the way anyways, so I guess it's pretty useful.
Yeah. We got a lot of Hellions pushing at the front here. He can, of course, possibly catch this Queen to start off and maybe get to work on some of that creep if he wants to. But then again, what does he have here for defense? Just a bunch of Lings, and already taking out one Queen is pretty nice.
Yeah, at least he does have a Spine there at the third. That will help. And some nice micro there, but INnoVation stand ahead of those Lings, not let him get us around. Queen helping out quite a bit, but still, this is a nice Hellion push here.
Yeah, that Queen's going to go down. There's not a second one there to transfuse, and that Queen had a lot of energy as well. We still got the Banshee here as well. 5 Hellions, the Reaper in the mix as well, and a lot of lanes pushing forward now, but facing Hellions.
Yeah, he's being quite cost efficient here, I do have to say. That Banshee mixing as well, a little bit scarier for the Queens. But his upgrades are behind, and Life has taken a fourth. His creep spread is looking pretty good. And I like this. He's getting Baneling speed before Aspire. And for me personally, that's an important thing to do when you're in kind of a semi-tough spot and or you have an upgrade advantage. I just really like quick Baneling speed because that will allow you to not only win an engagement if he comes onto your creep and you need to, hold it no matter what.
Yeah.
But also it gives you an opportunity to possibly kill your opponent.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, especially at that gold base, running a bunch of speed banes, you have a higher chance of getting a lot of kills there at the gold. Do see a bit of a surround there. It does get one of those Hellions, and now he is going to scout that gold, and let's see how Life responds here.
Yeah, he'll have to do something. He already has a pretty healthy drone count.
Yeah.
Definitely could go into heavy Zergling Baneling production here and try to mess with those SCVs because as that gold base mines more and more, Terran gets further and further ahead on this map.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to win if you just let a Terran take a gold base for a very extended period of time,
Certainly the case. And it's, on these spawns, it's a gold base where you can kind of rally into it and you're kind of covering everything and pretty close to attacking your opponent. So it's like, it's just a very optimal base for Terran on these spots.
Speed was about to finish there, and a good pickup out of INnoVation. He's going to have to get out of there. Does get one of those medevacs pretty low. If you do notice, Life did start the 2-2 upgrades very, very fast, so he's staying even ahead of INnoVation.
Yeah, if he can get those 2-2 done and hit an engagement in between his 2-2 and his opponents, that's a nice advantage. Now that he's got some mutas, can definitely chase those medevacs away a bit more, but he's got to do something here. He either has to get aggressive or continue this creep spread because look at this. This is exactly the type of attack that INnoVation needs to make right now. Pushing down this ramp, very hard for Life to do anything against that.
I think we saw him snipe out some of those Banelings in that mix of Ling Bane. He actually targeted a couple of Banes and then picked up. That's pretty nice micro out of INnoVation.
Yeah, he's I don't know if you've heard, but he's pretty much the best Terran in the whole world.
He's pretty good at this game, I heard.
Oh my god, is this the round of 8? That's pretty sick. Well, right now we do have INnoVation really macroing up heavily. You can see his supply already jumping well ahead of Life's, but Life does have that Baneling speed. He's about to have 2-2, and he's making a huge plume of Lings. So with this 4-base saturation already up, I do believe Life is just going to go pure aggression for a little bit here and try to get something done, because if he doesn't, he's just going to get rolled.
Yeah. Creep spread out in the middle of the map isn't the best. INnoVation did a decent job of that in his early attacks of kind of pushing it back. So unless INnoVation decides to fight here at this 4th base, he's going to have to fight on creep here. We do see a push forward from Life. The Widowmine sets are pretty decent here, but still a lot of stuff from Life, but a lot of reinforcements from INnoVation as well.
That's right. We have a lot more Lings and Banes coming in. The Muta's flying forward as well. How many Marines are truly left here? Ooh, some of the Banes actually hitting Marauders. A little bit of a mistake there, but more and more Marines coming up from INnoVation.
That's that macro. We still have a lot of Lings, though, to tank for a huge plume of Mutas, and Life is just fighting this straight up. More Lings coming from the back now.
Pretty crucial that he had 2-2 against 1-1 during this, just barely punching his way through the defenses. Ooh, even setting off those 2 Widow Mines. Very well done here by Life, and now he gets to hit the gold base.
Yeah, and there's barely any defense here. He's going to be able to target down that missile turret right away. And what does INnoVation have? More Banelings are morphing right at the front of the base now.
He hit exactly when and how he needed to here. That was a fantastic move. Of course, the game not over yet, but Life has gained this advantage. We'll see more Lings coming right now. Nothing but Zerglings still as expected here from Life, realizing he has to continue to put on the damage.
Yeah. I would love for Life to just send some of his mutas over while these Banelings are morphing and just like kill a bunch of SVs at the gold to really shut down that economy, but he's just going to go for the kill here. Supply depots are down. Where are those Banelings? A lot of the Lings going in first, and now some decent splits will be able to kill all these Banelings. Now Life has to back off.
Oh, I think that was a very well targeted Widow Mine we just saw on those mutas. Definitely going to make it harder to stay and fight with those. Oh, wow, that's a really nicely placed Widow Mine as well. Lings are pretty quick, I heard. Well, here we go, pushing forward once again, a lot of Lings, and just a couple Banes in here, not really all that many. The upgrades are even now, so it's becoming a bit harder, especially since he took that Widow Mine hit on these mutas, but he's continuing to push through INnoVation's forces.
Yeah, I don't know if INnoVation has enough left over. He is getting some more reinforcements, but Life has his own reinforcements. He's kind of just rallying across the map, and finally he goes over to this gold base. Lings wreaking havoc now. And barely mining at the gold at this point is INnoVation.
He's almost out of that gold, in fact, so maybe Life can just continue this type of aggression and be up bases because the gold is gone. Definitely looks like a promising concept right now. Pushing forward once again with these Lings. The Muta's going over those Marine Zone, taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, splitting up the Mutas, not fighting with your Lings and Banes, and oh man, no splits there. Taking out all of the Marines. INnoVation, I guess, not really paying attention to that at the time. But still, he is going to push Life away once again.
I love, by the way, he has a Changeling standing right in the middle of all those Marines, and like he constantly sees the repositioning. Very, very nicely done. But this is, I'm really a fan of the way that Life is playing this game right now, I have to say, Valdez.
Yeah, I'm loving it as well. He's just, barely tickling at that gold. He's not shutting it down, but he's putting on enough, force onto the just front of the Terran army and taking out all those Marines. And he is sitting back a little bit here. He's going to come over with his mutas towards that gold. Like you were saying, it's kind of ran out at this point.
Yeah, eventually these golds do mine out, especially since INnoVation was actually dropping more mules than normal on that gold base. So it did mine out very quickly. Maybe that was a very purposeful thing, knowing that this much aggression he was going to have to lift off from that gold eventually anyways. So well done by INnoVation, but he's taken another base now while Life has taken another as well. No 3-3 for INnoVation, but of course, Life being a Zerg player, no 3-3 yet either.
Do see a lot of Banelings morphing now. It looks like Life kind of wants to shut this down while taking that 5th base. We do see kind of baiting that army over towards the right side while sending a lot of Lings towards the 4th base of INnoVation over on the left. Or maybe just going for a bit of a surround, coming from the left side, and the Banelings are rolling in.
Slightly mistimed there. Not everything hitting at the same time, but this is a lot of Banelings coming in. A great Widow Mine hit there by INnoVation, but a lot of these medevacs being picked off by that Mutalisk Claw.
Enough Marines here. Looks like to push it back, but a huge plume of Banelings coming in once again, and it looks like INnoVation is going to have to back off here. Widow Mine shots, how are they? They're decent.
Yeah, nice splitting there on those Banelings from Life to minimize the damage there.
Yeah, that was really nice. And now Life pressuring at the 4th. He's going to roll in with some of these Banelings, but nice splits out of INnoVation, keeping those Marauders in the front.
Wow, kills off another 15 SCVs here, really bruising that economy of INnoVation. Look at his minerals. He's at like 25. And, well, part of that's because his macro is good, but the other part is he was dead. GG. Very, extremely well done by Life there. That was a lot of foresight, how he got those 2 Evos very early on.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, because remember you were saying, now he's scouted the 3 commands here, the very greedy build here by INnoVation, and one good way to come back is get those upgrades going before your opponent. He's spread a little bit thin, trying to get the tech units out for harassment, as well as 3 commands. So, by having that earlier 2-2, he hit exactly when that finished, and the game was basically, that's where he won it. He absolutely would not have won if he was not attacking at that moment.
And that's very important. Sometimes Zergs will, identify the fact like, oh, he's going 3CC, let me get my double upgrades, let me get my extra bases, but then they don't attack, they don't use the timing that they opened up for themselves. Life is too good for that. He's like, okay, I know exactly what I'm doing. It's almost like the second he saw that, like we were saying, so many things were just set in motion in Life's mind. He's like, all I have to do is execute my build now,
He's like,
and I got this game.
He was 100% sure he had 2-2 before his opponent. He started immediately after 1-1. He knew he had his Evos before those eBays. And he hit what we call a timing attack.
Yep.
And it was fantastic, guys. That is a timing attack. And that is the power of a timing attack in the hands of the greatest Zerg in the world.
Yeah, man, we're jumping into set 2 here on Catalina. Let's see if INnoVation can pull it back here. Not the worst map here for Terran. A lot of different hills, a lot of drop potential.
Absolutely. Medevacs can be a very big issue for Zergs here.
Yep. Let's see if INnoVation actually, abuses what he can gain from this map, or if he just plays like a robot. That's what I'm curious to see here.
Yes. Well, I think it could be a little bit robotic. We'll see, though. All right, guys. Here we go. Game number 2. Life against